Well, hello there, welcome to the Open Thorn Alliance. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Luke.
And in today's video, we are doing our top 5 most anticipated movies of the year and some definitely honourable mentions. Like and subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell, like the video. Did you want to start off with your top 5, Luke?
Yeah, so we'll go back and forth. So I'll start with my number 5 and then you do your number 5. And then we'll build it up until we get to where we're most anticipated, and then we'll have some honourable mentions. So we just had a look at all the releases that were coming out this year, and there was a lot of good stuff. It was actually tricky to think of a top 5 of what's coming out. So this is, I think we're going to have a bit of a different top 5, but along the same genres, really. So number 5, I've gone with the latest Scream movie. So I believe it's Scream 7. I'm not certain. That I saw 7 somewhere written, but I don't think there's been 7 movies. But it could be. It could be Scream 7. So I'm looking forward to this because I really like the Scream franchise. I think out of horror movies, it's probably one of the best because it's the most believable. You know, it's not someone with superpowers or that can't die. It's basically people just constantly replicate the original killer. So the original killer lived in a town, he murdered people, he wore this mask, and then now in every other movie from that, it's people trying to replicate what he did for different reasons all the time. So I do like how they find a way of twisting it. And then even now on the poster for the latest movie, it says it says underneath it, it's always someone you know, which is kind of a play, because it is, like in every movie, the killer's always, it's someone obvious, it was my brother, it was my cousin. So it's like they're playing on that. So that's my number 5. As of today, I think it's already out, but I haven't seen it. But it's released in 2022, and it's something I've been looking forward to. What's your number 5?
Number 5, being a Harry Potter fan, is Fantastic Beasts 3. And it's so good going back into the magical world of Harry Potter. Reason why it's not high is because you could say the Fantastic Beasts haven't been as critically acclaimed as Harry Potter. I still enjoyed the storyline, seeing the prequel to the Harry Potter, seeing the relationship and seeing Dumbledore. And a little nitpick as well is that, unfortunately, Johnny Depp isn't going to continue as the villain. They've recast him, what's going to seem pretty weird watching the movie. But besides that, I think the third one's going to be amazing. And hopefully we see an epic battle and, the journey continues.
Is this the concluding movie to the Fantastic Beasts series, or they haven't? It could be infinite. They haven't really said.
I believe they're making 5, but things can change.
I really liked the first one. As you said, it was cool to get back into the wizarding world and seeing it from a different perspective. But the second one, I've tried to watch it twice and haven't finished it yet. So my number 4, I've gone with Jurassic World Dominions, which I wasn't the biggest Jurassic Park. When I was a kid, it wasn't like I was obsessed with Jurassic Park like some of my friends were. But I have, since the new revamping of the franchise with Chris Pratt, really came to like Jurassic Park. And from the way the last movie ended and what we think this movie's going to be about, I don't know, there's some spoiler trailers that are a bit iffy if they're real, and there's a whole bunch of weird stuff online about it. I think it is going to be really good, and I think it might be the concluding of the Jurassic World franchise.
I would assume so.
So, I from what we believe, it's, the dinosaurs are now in our world. Like, they've moved to the mainland, and they're in America, I guess. So, it'll be very cool to see how that works.
Coincidentally, number 4 is also Jurassic World Dominion. I think I really enjoyed the ending of Fallen Kingdom. I think Jurassic Park, the franchise, has been really cool. I believe the newer trilogy has been very divisive, but I really like the new trilogy. I think it brings everything together, and hopefully Dominion finishes off the trilogy very nicely, and I think it will, and we get Sam Neill and the original cast members back, so it'll be a grand finale, and can't wait for the conclusion to the franchise. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were returning. Number 3, I've gone with the Batman. So we've reacted to this trailer. It actually has got quite a lot of views, our most viewed video so far. I'm a big Batman fan. I get a bit upset with when they keep remaking it. But from what I've seen from the trailer, I think it's going to be okay. You know, I'm starting to come around to the idea that they're not remaking Batman. It's just Batman in a different multiverse. Like this whole multiverse, I know that's not the point, but the whole multiverse idea that we've come accustomed to from Marvel, I'm starting to just apply that to Batman, thinking, okay, that's fine. There can be Batfleck. There can be R-Pat as Batman, and my favourite can still be Christian Bale, and that's fine. They can just be different. And it's cool to reimagine the villains differently. So I'm starting to think of it in a different way. So that's why I'm putting it in. The trailer, it's hard to tell exactly what it's going to be about, but the belief is it's more focused on the crime solving and Batman as a detective opposed to a full out, like expert in fighting and taking them down. So that's number 3 for me. What about you?
Number 3 for me as well is the Batman. Looking forward to seeing how Robert Pattinson goes as Batman and how they make the Riddler. Hopefully he's the main villain. So from when we react to the trailer, it seemed like they're gonna do a good job, and hopefully that happens, because I think the Riddler is a really good villain, and just the storyline, and it is confirmed that they're making 2 other movies with Robert Pattinson. So hopefully this first one sets up a good impression foundation for the other movies. So yeah.
Cool. Number 3, I've gone with...
Number 2,
sorry. I'm going with Doctor Strange. Because, it doesn't mean a character I've been that interested in. I actually quite disliked him, but after seeing Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm really liking the idea of this multiverse and where it can go. The way WandaVision ended, I think it's going to really tie in a lot of things, and it's going to be a pivotal movie for the Marvel franchise. So I'm excited to see it for that reason.
Number 2 for me is Aquaman. I think out of all the movies so far, Aquaman is definitely the best one. Jason Momoa just brings a charm and storyline, and I think the second one has the potential to go anywhere. And I think with the franchise moving forward, I think Aquaman is just takes us down in the depths below, and I think we don't really get to see that for with any other superheroes. So I guess it brings that to it as well, and I think seeing him kind of go between his place within King, within the water world, and then being somewhat as a superhero in the up world is so good to see. So yeah.
So my number 1 is Aquaman. So very similar to Jacob, why I'm interested in seeing it. I think Aquaman in all his appearances so far, as Jason Momoa is playing him, has been really, really good. The first Aquaman movie was good on so many different levels. And I do like that the Aquaman franchise has been building this idea of a overarching villain that doesn't just get beaten in the first movie and carries on. So I do like that they built that. In the first Aquaman, he had multiple villains. So it is really cool, and I'm looking forward to it, and I have no doubt it will be amazing.
And my number one is Doctor Strange 2 and Into the Multiverse. And I think the possibilities of the movie are endless, seeing different versions of different characters, possibilities of Tom Cruise being Iron Man, and just seeing the evil Doctor Strange from What If. I think they have teased the multiverse and gotten people used to it from Loki and then Spider-Man, and now we're here. The multiverse is here to stay. You either like it or you love it, and I think it has so much to build from. And I think I think Doctor Strange is such a character that you might not like him, but he's very impactful with the MCU, and I think the movie has so much to live up to, and that's why it's my number one. Any honourable mentions?
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't have Thor. I really thought you would have had Thor, so I'm guessing that's an honourable mention for you.
Definitely, I just feel like the reason why Thor is not on the list is because we don't know that much about the plot or the movie, so I feel like the other movies we've seen trailers for, there's more shown about the movie, and yeah.
That's how I feel about Thor. I don't know anything about it, so how do you like something you don't know about, but maybe that's the thing, they're keeping a secret because it's going to be that good.
Yeah.
Or they can't show any trailers because until we see Doctor Strange, I'm guessing it's coming out after Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they can't show it out of risk of spoiling it, or it just won't make sense. So that they know what they're doing. They definitely know what they're doing. Morbius is something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
so that's
me too.
another superhero, anti-hero, Marvel type movie. Jared Leto looks really good in the trailers we've seen so far. I think it's going to be a really different type of movie.
The Flash?
The Flash, yeah. I don't know anything about The Flash. I do like who they have cast. It's still the same person. They haven't changed it.
Yeah.
So I've liked him so far, but they did give him a bit more of a character in the Snyder cut of Justice League, which was cool. So I am looking forward to it because of that. Prior to the Snyder cut, maybe not. The Flash isn't someone that I know much about, so maybe I'll get to know a bit more about the Flash in this movie.
And of course, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
Yeah, I think that's going to be good. I couldn't put it in the top 5 just because there's just things I look forward more than it. I think also being animation, to me, puts it a bit further down the list of excitement, but that doesn't take away from the quality. I'm just not as excited about it. But it could be better than all these movies.
And also Shazam.
Yes, Shazam does come out. That would have been very close to making the list for me. Again, I don't know much about what the new movie's going to be about, but the first one was really good, and it's going to tie into this Black Adam somewhere along the line. But kind of been deterred by that, by The Rock talking it up and saying how amazing it's going to be. It makes me think it's going to be very. They're trying to sell us it for a reason. Like, if it's a good movie, maybe they don't need to sell it to us, but I don't know. Uncharted,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. I don't know how good it will be, but Tom Holland, seeing him in a different role, and Mark Wahlberg's always great.
You were saying your mindset and why you were a bit upset about it is that you felt like it was Uncharted. You feel like it was going to be more of the first game, and I said to you, I haven't played the games, but I was saying it's more of a prequel.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the first game turned into a movie, and that's when we watched the trailer. I was like, no, that's not it. But thinking about it, you mentioned being a prequel. That's completely possible because the first movie, he's already like an archaeologist, discoverer, treasure hunter kind of guy. So there's, by all means, I guess there was a beginning to that, and this movie, from the trailer, implies it is him in the beginning. So it could, in fact, just be a prequel, which makes a lot of sense. Anything else you're looking forward to?
John Wick 4 definitely would have made the list, but they've pushed it back to 2023 for some reason, so you're a bit disappointed about that, but that's life.
Yeah, I still get to see any John Wick movies. I just know he has a cool car and Don't
A
touch
dog.
his dog. Yeah, that's about all I know so far. But everyone says to watch it, but
Yes.
I just can't convince myself.
Well, thank you for helping, Luke. Hope you enjoyed the most anticipated movies of ours of the year. Let us know what yours are. See you in the next video. Let the force be with you. Bye-bye.